Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Omnifactory here on the Something One channel. I'm really excited to get into this one because I've done a bunch of work off camera. I think I crafted all of these last time, but if I didn't, they've definitely been running since last time, getting us tons and tons and tons of matter. Some of it I don't even want to convert, I'm just leaving it in that form. We have thousands of like everything in here that we could want. Well, thousands of, so yeah, that's all good stuff. Extra in here waiting to be, like I said, converted. Choosing not to do a lot of it yet. Also, I'm trying to let the blast furnace go as much as I can while AFKing, because a lot of these, energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, they take a while in this thing. But we're going to try to make it way faster right now. And the way we're going to do that is by, well, if you'll remember, when we made the blast furnace, we had to make these energy hatches, right? We put 2 of them on the bottom. And the 2 of them together, each can have 2 amps in at 320 volts, meaning that each one's like 64. 2 times 64 is 128. And that, if we look, that's exactly the amount of EU per tick it can use. We made some NB energy hatches, which can each take 2 times 128, excuse me. That'll get us up to like 1024 or so. And if you look, I made 2 slots here on our energetic cable where I would like for that to go. So if we do that, that should speed up our recipes significantly, because the way the blast furnaces work is the temperature determines like basically the upper limit on like what materials and what tier of materials you can process in here. Like I can't put titanium in here. That's nowhere near hot enough to do titanium or, osmium and anything hotter than that. I can, however, increasing the amount of energy doesn't increase the temperature. This is related to coils. The energy is determined by the hatches, and this, however, determines the speed of the recipe you're doing, thanks to the whole same principle with like the overclocking down there and stuff. At least I believe that's how that works. So yeah, we're gonna put that to the test real quick. I'm gonna just break down all of this stuff. And then I think, because I don't have anything I care about in any of these, this thing's good to just move. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm back, and I had to reload it back up at the world because I did exactly what you're not supposed to do, and broke this bottom layer with a hammer. You saw that you can basically break the top ones with a hammer. Like, these are fine. These hatches, though, even if it's disassembled and not like in multi-block form, yeah, it's not gonna go well. So you gotta shift. Make sure you get every individual one. Okay, and we're finally set to move this thing over here. We're going to use these 2 MB hatches, which, come to think of it, in order to angle the right way, I may need a little bit of space here. Let me try it. Yeah, so looks like I'll have to do it from this side. There we go. And shoot, where'd those hatches go? Oh no, sorry, it's not the hatches I'm looking for, it's the wire. Oh my gosh, why did I jump? Jeez, thought I was in creative or something. There we go. Okay, now pardon me fumbling through all of that. Those are now pointing down, meaning they're getting power from that. We can set up everything how we had it before. Output bus, input bus. Really, I feel like those maybe should face forward, but I can fix that later. Input fluid. These we don't need right now. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And take some of these copper nickel coils. Bam. That'll form, and now we are at HV. So I didn't give you guys a reference frame before, but if we look at energetic alloy, so this uses 120 EU per tick for 20 seconds. We can at least now double that, so this should only be like a 10-second recipe now, if I understand correctly. Let's go get a bunch of this stuff, put it in here. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Okay, I didn't start counting right away. I'll do it 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Yeah, so we can tell it's a 10-second recipe now. So doubling the speed of this thing is big. That's going to help us a lot. And it's something I honestly forgot to do on my first playthrough, or like didn't even think about and didn't know, like, oh, you can just, you know, improve your hatches. Like, you might as well. No reason not to. Aluminum's so cheap. We have infinite. Yeah, so that was something I was not going to make the same mistake twice. I made sure to do it. And we're going to be able to reap the benefits of that. Now, one thing is that we need to now build a new machine in this thing's place, and that is the Pyrolyse oven. So I have a lot of the stuff I needed. I went ahead and just crafted a whole bunch of it off stream because it was or off screen. Jeez, I don't stream. I don't know why I always say that. I guess that's just like what I hear other people say. Boop boop. Put these wires back. And then, I don't know where that, oh, I'm voiding stone brick, that's why. Okay, yes, we are making new machine. That is what I was saying. So, let us get to the rest of it. We have made all these in the past, and we can make more real quick. I waited to make these till I was on camera, but I did get all the iron plates we need for a whole lot of those. So let us, we have a wrench already. We need like 12 of these things. Yeah, 12 plus 1 for the controller. And this is going to require quite a bit of crafting. Copper nickel wire, okay. Let's get a little bit of nickel. And copper. Something like that. Let's see, it requires times 4. So I think that's enough. And then, what else? We need pistons. So I have some steel. I have normal steel. I think we can do all that. Let's just get these motors made up. So that's going to require iron rods, which requires iron. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and do we need a 4th? I feel like we need a 4th for Pyrolyse oven. Yeah, so we're gonna need, because that requires a motor, 2 of those, and then this requires a single motor. All right, yeah, we can do that. Discord hitting it strong again. Let me go fix that while I get some of the materials we need for this machine. Okay, I'm back because we have enough to craft 3 motors. We already have the copper nickel wire we need. Now just to turn 2 of these into pistons, I believe, right, is what this thing wants. Yeah, so 2 pistons. That's forgetting all the circuits we're going to need, but no worries there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a couple pistons, or not. We need the tin cables. Alright, and with the pistons, final product, we have one of these already that we need, so what we're missing is paper rings, which no paper to borrow there. By the way, I took my magnet, and on the magnet you can actually set filters by shift right clicking. So I told it, hey, stop picking up sugarcane, meaning I can get as close as to this thing as I want, and it's not gonna pick up those items through the wall, which is nice. Little things I try to just, most people will probably have to go through. I try to point them out. Okay, then the rest is just the tin stuff. So we're gonna need tin plates and a whole bunch of tin stuff that I actually don't have on hand. 5, 6 or so. We're just gonna need 4 of these to be plates. The rest to be rods. Alright, and the last thing we are waiting on is this rotor thing for the pump, and I probably will need to put my screwdriver into this lower one if I remember what I always forget. Remember what I always forget? Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I need one more tin screw, right. Or not tin screw, sorry, the tin rod for the tin ring so that we can make this. Except, why not? The screwdriver, of course. It's just saying it. Put you back in here. And this thing needs to go down here. Put the rotor, make the pump. What are we missing in here? Okay, we have that. 2 of those. Rotor, wrench. Does not look like we have a wrench in there. Yep, that was it. And with that, we are just one step closer. Red alloy cable. Can I spare 2 of these? I can, thankfully. Let's get some more red alloy smelting up too, just because I know we're going to need it pretty soon. I really need to start using the cheaper recipe too, but for now, since we have infinite redstone coming in, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But there is a better recipe we can be using for that already, using the blast furnace. But I mean, hey, this thing's chugging away, pretty busy. Oh my gosh, it already got through a stack of this stuff. That is so nice. Getting back to this though, the reason I needed that to steal that was for this recipe, because we have to upgrade this to a plate, or a hull, sorry, not a casing. And once we have the casing, looks like circuits are the last thing we need. So we're gonna require more of the red alloy, as I was just saying. I think we need a whole lot of these tier 3s, but let's borrow these. So we'll be able to do that, no problem, as soon as I get this all turned into wire. And rubber wrap all those. Any day now. How's our power looking over here? I imagine we're okay. We're staying full. That's good. Didn't know with that new more power consuming blast furnace how we'd be doing, but it seems that we are doing okay. Alright, just a couple more to come through. Might as well wait them out. There we go. We'll probably need all of them here anyway. So, we're one shy. What are we missing? Oh, okay. Vacuum tubes, though. Which means paper. Okay, paper taken care of. And get a whole bunch of those. Some of those. And just finish off with as many of those as we can get. Perfect. 3 circuits of these higher tier. Because this is the last thing we need before we can start making a whole new kind of circuit, I believe, really. Or at least we're getting pretty close. So, I would like a Pyrolyse oven, please. And that is almost this entire quest done. Okay, yeah, that is. So if we open up the thing, the guide for how to build it, in case you don't know, every Greg Tech multi-block has like this little JEI thing here to show you how to build it. So it's pretty nice. But yeah, basically, output, fluid output. Interesting. They show an HV1. Yeah, we're not doing that. So if we take this, you'll notice it's like the blast furnace, but it's like laying on the ground like that, which is all good. So actually, we'll probably need these spaces to be outputs and inputs for stuff. Let us make some of those hatches now. And our wrench is going to break here. So let's get a new wrench made, which requires a hammer. Oh, there was a hammer in here. Probably that we're not even using anymore, so. Oops, we need one more. That way, when this thing inevitably breaks within a couple uses, we can get a couple more hulls. Now let's get chest above. Chest below for the output. Then for the fluid, I believe it's the same thing but with glass. So we only need a couple pieces of glass. Yep, and oops, grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. And with that, fluid output. Maybe what I'm thinking, I'll keep it the same. Fluid output's always there. Fluid input here. Output here. And output there. Then we can top it off with these machine casings, which I had a couple extra of because I took one out for the hatches, but that's fine. It can do that. At least I believe it can. I don't think it needs to be powered exactly from that back spot. If it does, we'll move it and just accommodate. Anyway, let's get in the Cooper nickel. Right. Bam. And this should form, and if it doesn't, I'm assuming, yeah, maybe it can only have that one hatch in the back. So let us, remember, all this can be destroyed with the hammer, no problem. It's just, you gotta be careful about what you do. So I take it then that you can only have one of these hatches. So we're just gonna slide the whole thing forward, I guess. No, well, or I could just dig back here, go up. So I didn't need to destroy all that, but yeah, say levy. So all right, we will put, and one more. Glad I've been sitting on these cables, not really having anything to do with them until now. So what if I, oh, then I'm gonna have to just destroy this again anyway to do that. Now I think technically we can surround all of this and like that shouldn't cause an issue. Then we put our hatches there and there. Take the Cooper nickel. Uniform now. So maybe it really does need to be in that exact configuration we saw where it's like those hatches are in the same spot. I really didn't, I thought you had like some customization over this, but I guess not. Okay, so input right there, output right there. Input, output. Yeah, that sucks. I gotta be honest, that kind of sucks. So, I'm just gonna tear this whole thing down and come back to when I have it configured right. Alright, I'm back. Finally got this thing to form. I built this thing wrong an embarrassing number of times. And honestly, you probably, like anyone, even who doesn't know anything about Greg Tech, almost could have noticed it there because, man, was it simple. So, me being the one telling you guys, hey, like you can pull up this thing. And if you don't know how to build the multi-block, sure, just look here. I wasn't observant enough in all that to see that the Pyrolyse oven controller goes in the center. It goes here. It's not like a blast furnace. It doesn't go there. And if you put it here, it doesn't matter anything else. It's not going to form. So, not my best moment. That being said, this thing is working. And, well, I mean, technically I haven't run it yet, but like, I know it works. I trust. So, let us jump to the early game and see what kind of stuff we can do now. With the Pyrolyse oven, right, should come this. So we have a chemical reactor, we have Pyrolyse oven, fentanyl circuit boards. Fentanyl is something we get from this guy here when we run what through it? For making coal coke in a Pyrolyse oven. Let's go ahead and look that up. I think you just put coal in. It's as simple as that. Coke. Block of coal coke? Can I just see coal coke? Oh, it's because it's just called coke. So we are going to need a circuit, and we're going to need steam. We do produce steam over there from that thing. Is that really the recipe, though? It's kind of weird. That is pretty weird. So we may need to move that whole setup then to get the, or, well, we could do an ender fluid tank. Maybe it's about time we start making some of those. Methinks so. Methinks yes. Just to keep the wiring a little cleaner. What is a fluid tank gonna run us? I don't see ender fluid tank there. What if I just, oh, it's called ender tank. There we go. A block of ender pearl, we can do that. One of these tanks, that's a little more expensive. Fused quartz, what does this run us? Okay, not too bad. So, after looking at all of that briefly, let's see, we know that we need there. Jeez, that was hard to get the right amount, but if we put this in the alloy smelter, that'll get us the fused quartz we need. And then I know this servo is a little more complicated than the standard recipe. Right, because it uses these. These you also have to run blah blah blah. Okay. So let's, how do we cut up that ender pearl again for the, hang on. This requires a, oh, you simply just put an ender pearl in the crafting terminal. Thought there was a whole knife, but I guess they must have just like rewritten that kind of. Okay. And if I get just enough to make 9 blocks of redstone. Or 8, sorry. Might as well just get these all converted real quick. So yet another recipe in the blast furnace. Meanwhile, we needed 3 electrical steel plates times 2, so 6 electrical steel plates. That is not something I believe we have that much of kicking around, unfortunately. But we can fix that pretty quick. We have some steel, luckily, already crafted here. So let's just get that and some silicon and wait to cook that all up. In the meantime, it wanted some copper plates. That's simple enough, but something we ideally don't have. 8 of those. And maybe we'll craft the blocks of ender pearl real quick. Grab one of these. And a couple of the ones we had on reserve. Okay, 2 blocks of ender pearl. 4 obsidian is needed in total. Do we have that actually? Okay, thankfully. It's like, really? Am I gonna have to go mine for 4 pieces of obsidian? White wool, so we just use string. And the last thing we need is that tank, which we are already underway on making. And just need to wait for that electrical steel all to get turned into plates, and that is that taken care of. So that'll be the portable tanks, the ender tank, then we'll just have to color code it with a little something something. Like, do we have any kind of dyes here? I feel like a light gray, right, is the most steam like esque one. Let's see, I'll need a bone. Do I not have a bone? Fortunately, I think I have some skeleton matter somewhere. This will get us some bones. Store the rest. And we're going to let that through, and then I'm going to turn that witch matter into... Oh, that was habit to make tin. That's what I've been doing with all of it. Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, it's alright. We needed to waste some time for the compressing to be done. So bones, click the right one. Close redstone. Need to pulverize just one of these. And alright, that is everything we need that I know of. So let's do that, then do this, and then we got light gray to color code the steam ones. And so we only need 2. So it's something like this, then something like this. Oops. And the quartz here. Just do this twice. Then we'll make it. Thought that was a recipe. I thought you could. Okay, we'll just manually do it. Okay, those are set to the steam channel. And take forever to mine, apparently. So we need one to be hooked up to steam right over here. Which that's doing nice and easy. Fluid input hatch. We're going to need to put a temporary block here. Perfect. So that already filled real quick with steam. And now for the item bus, we're going to want to put a whole bunch of coal in there. For the fluid output, I think we can grab this drum. And then we need a circuit too. Then we just need that circuit. So to do a circuit, we need, oh, perfect. We got extra ones of these laying around. And what configuration does it want this on? configuration 1. It starts on 0, so we just need to go like that. And now if we stick this in the item bus, we should see it. Yep, started a recipe. Gonna speed along. Perfect. Okay, wow, that already finished once, and we're seeing that we did indeed get 1 bucket of fentanyl. Phenol, not fentanyl. I think fentanyl is like chloroform or something, right? Isn't that like some kind of weird like drug? I don't know. Probably nothing related to that at all. I don't know why I speak. Okay, and let's try to make one of these phenolic circuit boards. I don't quite know what the right term for that is. I think I have a chemical reactor, yeah, just chilling. So this will become your job. And real quick before, I'm gonna do this while I still remember. Perfect. Now, if anything, I can try to thread that wire under here. Right, is that... Okay, yeah, that's where the other wire is. Meaning we have just enough to block our vision. Right there. Okay, what does it want in here for this recipe? Phenolic substrate. Okay, so those coated circuit boards we already know how to make plenty of, and phenol itself. So let's get a bunch more of those circuit boards. I don't see any harm in that. Oops. Alright, so we got plenty of those just then. And see how many of these I can stick back in. Okay, none. Yeah, I figured it would do that too fast, which is okay. Oh no, it stuck some in. So we put the circuit boards right there. In fact, we can queue up all of these. And then this is going to be a pretty quick recipe, especially with the overclocking on. Did you already finish? Yeah, you finished the whole batch of that. I was going to say, oh, now this stuff can actually burn twice as long as normal coal. So we now have a reason to actually use our normal furnace again, should we actually do any smelting. So that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll make a drawer for coke, but in the meantime, take our drum, drop it in there. And yeah, I think that's enough phenol for quite a while, though. We'll see. Let's see, that's 110 of these, and that's more than we got. So we dropped something like 120 in. Okay, and with that, here, let me take one of these out so that we get the quest. Bam. Another big win. Because this means we're getting closer to like some actual good circuits. Last thing we need is capacitors. Where do I go to make capacitors? Down here? No. Capacitors. Is that something in the early game? Oh, it requires like Ender IO capacitors, I believe. Right? No, that's basic capacitors. What quest is capacitors? Did I read that wrong? Is this... Oh, it's called capacitors. Requires cluster mill. Okay. An LV1. When was I asked to make the LV1, if I was at all? Up here? No. Yeah, canning machine doesn't sound useful. I don't know, but I'm tempted just to skip to NB anything at this point, but I guess I'll make one for a quest. Where's cluster mill? It's gotta be on that early game page. It's not any of these. I'll accept whatever I have in here real quick. while I'm in there. Okay, early game. Somewhere here is there it is, cluster mill. Okay. Oh, like I said, I really just want to make an MV version. I'm gonna hate making two, but that's fine. So 2 basic circuits, that thing, 6 of those. I'm thinking it's time to wrap up this episode. I'll make that thing either off camera or on the next time I shoot this, but that should be, I think, the last LV machine that we like have to make, you know? The last one in the progression, really, other than like just wanting to complete all the quests. So, yeah, and with that, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Something Wong, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.